so I can see 180 degrees in front of me. I turn right, I turn left, no problem. Then I just put in this position, in a diagonal position, many blind spots. First of all, the bar between the windshield and the right window, that's a perfected blind spot. It blocks a lot. Then the frame of the other window, another blind spot. So instead of 180 or 45, which is the real angle in diagonal, I was looking at half of it, 20. And the speed of the cars, that's a very, very dangerous situation. So whenever you are going to cross, make a stop like this in 180 angle, which is rectangular. And the other thing, once you cross, stop in the median before going into the next two lanes. Because sometimes the cars are driving fast. We saw them, we turn, we get back, and the car is here. Sometimes they are so fast they are here right now. Okay.
Me gustaría que prestaran atención a este vehículo, no sé si logran verlo. Es un trailer, un tractocamión.
If you see to the left of the screen, in the last portion there is a big truck, a trailer. It's a big, heavy truck.
Estos vehículos transitan con mucha frecuencia sobre esta carretera. Me gustaría mencionarles que la carretera que pasa frente al Dorado es una carretera principal, es una vía principal. Todas las demás vías que hacen que lleguen a esta carretera son secundarias. Entonces siempre deben ceder el paso a los vehículos que van transitando sobre la vía principal para evitar ese tipo de hechos de tránsito.
The trucks like that, this was a two-car collision. If there is a trailer against one of any of these two vehicles, I think so there will be dead people. So what the Guardia Nacional is mentioning is that the highway is a principal road. Any other that connects to it has to let the big trucks or the cars that are on the main highway, they have right of pass. The other ones are secondary, so they have to yield to the highway, always. If there's an accident, and it's very easy, they have their rules to see how the accidents were done. And wherever they were hit, they know how was the collision. So they know who has the first impact, whatever. They have their own conclusions. I won't go there, but this is a good example of showing there was a big truck. Fortunately, it was not involved in the accident.
Okay. No sé si alguien tenga alguna pregunta, algo relacionado al tema.
You have any question regarding some of these explanations? Over there.
Thank you very much. Dinah Layton, lot number 9000-02011. Talking about not being able to cross on the dirt paths where we cross from one side to the other. Are we going to get ticketed there now? Because you can't. There are no turnarounds towards town to turn and come back to get to the other side of the highway.
Dice que hay lugares donde no hay una vuelta autorizada en un largo trecho. En esos casos, ¿qué se puede hacer?
Algo que le comentamos a los usuarios es, esos lugares en donde están los retornos y en distancias largas, sobre todo en este tramo, es precisamente para evitar accidentes. Es más fácil ir a dar la vuelta. Como comentario sencillo, es preferible gastar 1 o 2 litros más de combustible a que pase eso. ¿Me explico?
Okay, what he is saying is that there are not so many returns authorized because there is not the Secretary of the State, which is SCT, hasn't made them. They have to do them.
Lo hacen en lugares seguros.
They do them in secure places, so that's why there are not as many as them. What he's saying is that it's preferable to spend another liter or 2 liters of gasoline than having an accident. Another thing is, for example, there are certain areas where one road connects. If there is not the sign, go to the next one. It's the best.
Algo que le puede mencionar que nosotros como Guardia Nacional hemos solicitado más retornos, más señalamientos, más seguridad, que hacemos lo que podemos.
As a matter of fact, let me translate and then go with you. They already sent a letter to the SCT asking for more returns and more speeding signs or authorized speed, limit speed. Yes.
This is Vista Del Mar, and from Vista Del Mar into San Felipe, you do not see many of those turn signs. You have to cross the road to get into the restaurants or even get into the campus. And I find that there's a lot of gas wasted going all the way down and having to turn to come all the way back. And all of El Dorado entrances have all been blocked off. And I felt that we have been discriminated because of that. None of the other campos have had that. And I don't think it's fair.
Okay, that doesn't have to see with SCT. SCT is the government, the other one is El Dorado. We have to review that. And it's not discrimination. Sometimes it's money.
But why did they pick on El Dorado entrances? Because now we have that side road that's being built by El Dorado, which is costing us money.
As a matter of fact, let me tell you that those roads are against the law.
Yeah.
They're against the law. But we have been receiving from the people, let's make the road, let's make the road, let's make the road. It's okay, we do the road. But as always, there's always conflict, there's always, I like it, I don't like it, etc. But we will work on that. We know that you are far away.
But if they had more of those U-turns or making a left turn, we wouldn't have to do that.
Right now, the only way is like he said, in the right places. But they are working to bring more safe returns. Once they are approved, they will install it, and then we will have more returns. Right now, we are where we are. Or like somebody used to say.
Doing that across the road is not funny.
I know, and I have to do the same thing. Ross.
I've been told, and this was years ago, so it may have been true then or not now or whatever, but it is, I was told that the way you do this, you have to move to the right-hand side of the road and then look both ways, and then you can cross even if it's not a legal turnaround, but you cannot do it from the left lane. You have to get off the road to the right-hand side, where cars pull over. Look both ways, and then you can go across. And so that's what I've been doing. Like coming out of El Dorado Ranch, where we're at, the far northern entrance, I'll turn south for a couple of blocks, and then there's a flat area where you can cross. I'll then move over to the right hand, the far right of the road, look both ways, and I cross over. And I've been assuming that that was legal. Am I wrong in that opinion?
Let me check. Anteriormente se sabía, dice que no sabe si es legal o no es legal, pero eso le habían dicho a él anteriormente cuando era la policía de caminos federal, que si iba a dar una vuelta, aunque no hubiera un retorno, se podía salir en la lateral, esperar a que no pasaran carros en ningún sentido y dar la vuelta. El arquitecto.
No, sí está bien. Obviamente, si llevan a cabo todas las medidas preventivas para hacer el movimiento, está autorizado. ¿Cuál es la manera correcta? Salgo del carril, espero en el acotamiento, verifico que no venga ninguno de los dos vehículos y hago el movimiento. No pasa nada. Pero ¿qué pasa? Si lo hacen y pasa un accidente, entonces normalmente la responsabilidad la lleva quién. ¿Por qué? Hay que explicarles que esta parte de la carretera es una zona federal, pero ya es urbana. Póngales como ejemplo del Chinero hacia Mexicali, ya no hay ningún retorno, ¿cierto? Y si ellos dan un retorno, pueden hacerlo porque no hay ningún retorno. Sin embargo, aquí ya están establecidos ciertos puntos. Esa es la diferencia. Porque ya no es la carretera federal libre, es una carretera federal urbana.
Okay, there is a difference. You're right, but there are some things that you have to know too, and the rest of the people. First, let's say from El Chinero, or let's say from El Moreno, more or less. After 170 kilometers, there is the last return to San Felipe and the other way too. And in El Chinero is the way to go to Ensenada, and, or coming from Ensenada to San Felipe, Mexico. After that, it's a federal highway, so there are not points of return after that. So the safe thing to do is go to the side of the highway, look both ways, and you can return. But again, if there is an accident, you will be the one who is crossing legally. From that area to San Felipe, it's a urban highway. It's federal, but at the same time it's urban because it's already in the city, part of the city. So this means that you have to go to the authorized. Now, you can do the same thing, go to the side of the highway and do the same thing. Wait for nobody to show up and then turn. But again, the risk is having an accident. So it's up to you, your decision. But let me make a clarification. I know I don't drink and nobody drinks in El Dorado. But for some reason, we have an accident and we have a breath of wine or whatever, second offense. So if I have a beer, don't make the wrong turns, because if there's an accident, we'll be heavy. So you can do it if you take all the precautions. Be sure that there's no cars coming and going, and then do it. But like I say to you, I went to make my own test, and I was surprised of the many blind spots I have in my car. I was like, wow. And the next thing, I was going out, and a truck, like a pickup truck was coming into the place I was, and I don't see any more cars. But somebody from upstairs says, don't go out. The truck come in, and there was a second car in the other side, and I didn't see it. If I got one, I will crash with it. So that was the second lesson that I learned that day. Watch all directions, take care of the blind spots, but if there is a car in the first lane, wait for him to move or pass so you can see both lanes, not only one. So I did that because I saw the pictures from my operations manager, and he told me it was hard. Fortunately, nobody was killed, but it was very hard. So, and this is not just these pictures. I have seen many across the years, so I went to do that, and that was my experience. I am passing to you. See.
I've seen this a couple times. The last time I was coming to town this week. Out about halfway to the microwave tower, there was two Guardian National cars on the side of the road with the blue lights on and a cone in the white line. I went by, I did not stop because I'm used to a hand going up, but are we required to stop at those? Because I was given a look going by both officers standing there. They never waved, they just looked.
Dice que le pasó esto esta semana, que había dos patrullas de la Guardia Nacional a la orilla de la carretera, con los códigos prendidos, pero que estaban parados nada más viendo, pero no lo detuvieron ni le dijeron que se detuviera. que si eso se puede seguir o no seguir.
Sí, normalmente lo que decía, estamos en el 169. Hay un ademán que ellos deben de ver. El ademán de alto es este. Si yo me paro y lo hago así, es stop. ¿Ok? Yo puedo estar parado, usted viene y yo no hago esto, continúo. Algo que es bueno de ellos, y háganme saber porque no todo es malo, ellos cuando ven una unidad con código se orillan. Y eso está muy bien. En México nadie lo hace. Pero si yo estoy solamente parado viendo, también dígales, yo sé que la mayoría de los vehículos de ellos tienen seguro, todos. Básicamente estos operativos que hacemos sí también tienen que ver con disminuir la velocidad, pero es eso, cuando ven un vehículo de la unidad, la Guardia Nacional, ¿qué hace? En México sobre todo, disminuyen la velocidad. Ese es el primer filtro que tenemos de velocidad, para que cuando vengan los vehículos se vengan más lento. Pero si ellos no ven, stop.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, what they say is when they are like that, with the lights on, but they are not making, they're just standing and seeing, that's a dissuasion for fast driving. It's just a dissuasion. We are here. Remember that we are here. So the people usually come down. They know that 98% of the American people living in the I'm not discriminating, Canadians, Hawaiians, whatever nationality here. Almost everybody has insurance, license, car papers, everything. In Mexico, it's not the rule. So sometimes they make the stops areas to check on papers and all that. The halt is the hand. If they are at the side of the road, they put the hand like this, you have to stop. Usually when they do that, they put cones in the center of the line, and they are one in one side and the other one in the other side. So they make the stop sign. If you receive that, stop. If they just wait or don't do nothing, it's just slow down and go over your way. Another question? Last one?
Hello,
Hello, Tony.
I got a question. Tony Cuevas, Palos Verde Norte, número 2. Nomás quiero saber, ustedes, ¿qué parte trabajan en la carretera? ¿De la frontera hasta San Felipe o más sur?
Ok, nosotros...
I just asked them where's their distance where they work there on the highway from the border all the way south into town or further south, what their jurisdiction is.
Ok. La República está dividida, como saben, en estados y municipios. Cada municipio tiene cierta cantidad de carretera a su cargo. San Felipe, la estación de nosotros, yo y mis compañeros tenemos del kilómetro 105 de La Ventana hasta al 190 hacia Los Cabos. Tenemos de El Chinerito hasta el Valle de la Trinidad, hacia Ensenada. Después de esos kilómetros, por ejemplo, del Valle de la Trinidad a Ensenada, ya lo tiene Ensenada. Del kilómetro 105 al kilómetro 0 hacia Mexicali, lo tiene Mexicali. Entonces todo está jurisdiccionado. El número de emergencia es la misma para todos, 911. Marcando el 911, ustedes dicen un aproximado en donde se encuentran y unidades de nosotros va a llegar. Es importante también hacerles ver que nosotros traemos charter. No, a veces pero normalmente la Guardia Nacional, que está uniformada, camuflaje, hacen otras funciones.
Okay. Thank you for making my work easier, Tony. You translate for me. Okay. As what he is saying is that the limit of their authority is because of the segments that are done by the government. The Guardia Nacional from La Ventana to Mexicali is based in Mexicali. The Guardia Nacional in San Felipe is from La Ventana all the way to San Felipe and to the south, more or less until San Luis Gonzaga, kilometer 190 going south. And to the west, going to San Matias. So it's a big, big area. Remember that they drive Chargers cars. They are always dressed like this, that's their uniform. If you see pickup trucks, the Guardia Nacional, but with army camouflage, It's part of the Guardia Nacional, but they do some other actions. They are not on the highway. Okay? But they are still Guardia Nacional. So those are the jurisdictions that they have. They have a big area to cover, and usually when they go to the south, they have to be 2 units because it's very far, and they have to have some backup. And to San Matias too. To La Ventana, there's a lot more traffic, a lot more people, so it's a lot easier for them. But that's the jurisdiction. Okay, I think so. If there are no more questions, I think so. They cover very well all the information as possible. I think so. We have to give them a round of applause and say thank you. Muchas gracias.
Este es un ejemplo de los puntos de descripciones que siempre nos va a ver. Ahora sí que es en el 169, o a veces lo que es el kilómetro 0 de San Felipe a Puertecitos, o lo que es el kilómetro 65, que es Puertecitos. Esto claramente, siempre nosotros ponemos a las orillas las dos patrullas, las dos RP. En medio siempre ponemos 2 conos, o entre 4 o 5 conos, y siempre estamos entre yo y mis compañeros. Ahora sí, como ahorita mi agente, si desmarcamos el alto, es ahora sí la emisión, que se detenga, que disminuya la velocidad. Muchas veces no la disminuyen, pasan por encima de nosotros. Entonces, si nosotros no marcamos el alto, sale, pueden continuar. Pero aquí, al momento que ustedes vean conos, ahora sí que las luces, hay que disminuir la velocidad. Porque imagínense, puede haber un choque más adelante, o hay algo ahí, pueden ahora sí que digamos pasar a un lado de nosotros y pueden provocar otro choque.
Okay, this is a good example how they do when they stop the people for a revision. They have the cones in the center, the Argenis in the right side, and the other ones on the other side, and close to the car. There are 2 patrol squad cars. If they have the lights on and they are on the road, it's a stop, plus a hand. Now, sometimes the people doesn't stop, but there can be an accident ahead. And if they just cross without any caution, they're going to crash in the accident. So that's what they do sometimes is for checking or letting the people know there is an accident, stop, slower, whatever. Okay. Pues les agradecemos mucho. Si ya se terminó la presentación. Pues muchas gracias por todo y de verdad yo creo que fue una muy buena información para llegar y va a ser otra cosa que les quería comentar. Nosotros grabamos las sesiones, allá está arriba nuestro muchacho, y las ponemos en la website de nosotros. O sea, aquí tenemos 60 personas, pero ya fuera de 2000. O sea, va a llegar a toda esa gente. Muchas gracias. They already answered that question, because they say if there is a place where there is not an authorized U-turn, you can do it, but you have to go to the side of the road, check that there are no cars in any one of the lanes, and you can turn. But if there is an accident, you will probably be the guilty one. That's the answer to the question. Second, let's get together and talk about what we can do, because that's not something that they can solve right now. They are getting the signs, they are getting the new return areas, but until that happens, and it's authorized by the government, it's not here yet. Yes, ma'am.
I just have one simple question.
is again the SCT. The problem is the SCT is not here. The SCT is in Mexicali. So usually what that happens, somebody picks them up, put them in the jar in the ayuntamiento, and until SCT comes, they get them, and it's very rare that they return them to their original place. So that's what we are doing it right now in conjunction with them to make them put new ones and authorize the new returns. Okay, this is happening because of what I was saying you about the new security committee that has been formed. I will continue with that. Okay, muchas gracias. Era pregunta sobre
Gracias, cuídense.
Buen día. It's a nice shirt. Okay, I was saying to you, let me see where I was. Okay, here. I was saying that the new municipality made the call to put together all the authorities, military, Navy, Guardia Nacional, police, and some other officers from Mexicali. Right now, because this is a federal, state, and city law thing, the three levels of authority are in this. There is Attorney General, which comes to the meetings too. So the big guys are there, the guys that make the decisions. Even the firemen from town are here. And there is another one which is called C4. C4 is an intelligence area, is where your calls from 911 goes. And what happens when they receive the call in C4, there is a guy which is in place for Army, Navy, City Police, Bomberos, or ambulance service. So whatever call to 911 is placed in its right place. For example, they say, this is 911, what is your problem? Or what do you need? Or whatever they say. And say, okay, I have a fire in my house. Okay. They put it with the fire department immediately. And they go. If it is something that is federal, somebody leave a kilogram of drug in front of my house, okay, they send the Army and the Navy and the Fiscalia. But it's another good thing is that now the 911 will be answered in San Felipe. They are going to install one C4 here. It's not for tomorrow, I can tell you that. In New Mexico is mañana, but we are working on that. But the good thing is that the mañana for filling out the potholes in the highway, they are already doing it, so it's a short mañana. And the other thing is that the C4 is coming, which will make it faster for attention and several things. Another thing that the authorities will be insisting with the people of San Felipe, residents, nationals, whatever, it's in the culture of the nouns. If you want that somebody pays, for example, somebody come to my house and make a robbery. They come to us, we call security goes, check everything, call the police arrives, and they say, okay, you have a factura, you have everything, they stole your TV, they stole your compressor, whatever. You have to go and put in the Ministerio Público the nouns. No, I don't want to have a problem. That's another free clearance for the rover to keep roving. We want that to stop. I have put people in jail since I came here 9 years ago. I have put like 9 people already in jail. But I have need the help of the people to put the denounced. If I go and I say, well, you know, this house in El Dorado was robbed, Are you the owner? No. Okay, call the owner. And that's it, I can do more. If the owner goes and say, okay, here is, they wrote me this, and this, and here is my facturas, or I have pictures that prove that it was there, then they make the investigation and they help us to put people in jail. As a matter of fact, for example, I have been in the trials with the judge. The judge is in the TV because he's in Mexicali. And I am sitting here with the attorney general, and the other side is the defendant attorney and the suspected robber guy. And I have been there, and they are looking at me, I am the bad guy, because I'm going to put him in jail. And he is a poor guy, he just robbed. So, and I don't care, that's part of my job. But they look at me like, one day you will pay. The thing is this, I have put people there like for 3, 5 different terms, depending on what they did. So we need that the people denounce, just not let us know. And sometimes there are strange things, I can tell you. But just help the authorities, they need to know. The questions in this, I will make them, I receive them at the end. Thank you. Another thing is they're going to add more cameras in the Malecón and in different areas of San Felipe to try to prevent whatever happens. So these are the news I have about that. It's going ahead. The good thing is that it's happening. Okay. The next one is the delinquent accounts. The delinquent accounts. Everybody is very wary about the delinquent accounts, and I agree with you. There are many people who is not paying their dues, mainly because of different reasons, because it's not finished something, or I don't have electricity, or whatever the reason. But there is people that is not paying. Right now we are making an analysis of the whole universe of the accounts that Dorado has. And I am doing it very detailed because, for example, there has been lots that has been returned to El Dorado since 10 years ago. So let's say that we have a record in Concord about, let's say, 7,500 people. But just 1,200 of those have been lots returned. So we don't have 7,500. We got 7,500, there's 1,200, plus the ones that are paying for any reason. Right now we are going to clean it up and see who is really paying, who is really doing, and to put by reason. There is people that we don't even know is dead. We have tried to contact them, we have sent letters, we have sent emails, we have called to the phone doesn't answer, but they give us another phone, and another phone, and we don't find them. So we want to clean it up as possible, and then we will get together with them, with the supervisors of each HOA, so we can define the universe of the real debtors and who is not paying. But for sure, this puts a hardship in the HOAs because we have to work with the budget. I would like to have like $10 million in budget, I can tell you, but it's not possible right now. We are working right now with around 3,900,000, more or less, 3,700,000. And but each year we are declining in paying owners because different reasons. For health, they decide to not come back anymore, or somebody dies, whatever. So we are working on that. On time we will do more about this. There is another thing that we are doing. We have an attorney that is already working like in 17, 18 cases that we are going to sue the people to put the property in action. So this is not easy. It takes a long way to do it. It's very slow, the process, the judicial process is very slow, but we are going that avenue too. So we will try to get as much as possible. Anyway, from the time that we start started, which was in 2015, 16 more or less. We have collected more than $3,300,000 in dues, which were not paid. We have recovered all that money. Okay. The next one is safety and security. There was a robbery in the condos areas. One of the burnt condos. Everything was secured, but to work in the ceiling, which is all the roofs are connected, they have to break one wall to repair whatever was on top and change the wood or whatever was necessary. So the constructor, when they opened the wall, leave it open, and the next Monday, 14 doors were dissipated in thin air. So we went, make the inspection, saw that the 14 doors were missing, and we are conducting an investigation. We called all the property management companies, and they were very open, helping us. They even showed us all their warehouses they have in town, in the hill, here, whatever, and the doors were nowhere to be seen. We checked all the condos that were in for rent. They were not there, so they were very open with us, and I thank them for that. But still, the 14 doors are missing. They have to be somewhere. We are checking everywhere. The other day we saw a sign by the road, by the hill more or less, that says, selling doors. In 2 hours we were there. They were not the ones. The condo doors are specific doors. They cannot fit in any house in San Felipe. So we think that somebody has them inside the ranch. And there is a reward of $1,000, whoever says something that get them back. So we are working on that. Even there, we are still the more secure area in Old San Felipe. I can tell you that because we hear what happens around us. We are in all the channels that North Parks, North Properties has in the website, saying that somebody is coming by the beach, somebody is coming by the road, whatever. So we are all together, and that helps us to put it down. Okay, another thing that I have to comment here is we have received many complaints about people using the EDR amenities. Let me tell you that we have been verifying them, and we have received like 3 or 4 times this claim. There are many people in the aerobics class. There is many people in the pickleball courts. There is many people into the tennis area. Well, we have checked because all these people comes with passes. Because if they don't have passes, they cannot come through the gates. And there are things that people do, but I will not mention them. Anyhow, we have checked that, for example. There is many people in the pool. There was 2 persons with passes that were given with 2 or 3 people, different people, but the same person coming into the activity. So the owners knew that this guy or girl doesn't have the right to come in, but they are friends. So I'm going to give him this time my pass, but next time you do it, and next time you do it. So that's wrong. It's the owners who are acting wrong. We check it out. We have, because we register the passes when they come through the door at the pool, for example. Not right now, we are numbering them. So right now we have the name, the guy who gave it, and the number of the pass. So we have 3 filters. Well, still somebody do the same thing. But the last time, it was like 2 weeks before, we checked all the whole month. There was only 2 cases, and it was like that. So whoever is doing that, please stop doing it. There's another thing. There is people who live in Pitts Camp or in Playa de Oro and some other developments in town, but they own a solar lot in San Felipe, in El Dorado. So they have the right to come, even if they are living in Pitts Camp, because they own a property here. So we have checked that too, and they say, oh, you know, this guy is coming. So we check in our record, well, this guy owns a lot in solar area. Okay, what can we do? It's an owner. So these things happen, but the problem is that somebody says that and it goes to 1,000 people and then we receive 3,000 responses. Why are you allowing this? What my money is doing? You're spending my money in the wrong way. It's not that. There are things that people doesn't know. Now I let you know. Some of the things is that some people has a property in other developments, but they have a lot here. The other thing is the passes that the owners give without considering the rights of the other owners at El Dorado. All of you are paying owners. So, and another thing that I want to say, the term used for visitor is not somebody who comes to my house. Visitor can be from town or outside, but it's wrong, the conception. A visitor, the original intention was somebody who is coming to visit me in my house in Mexico, who comes from Colorado, Utah, Washington, Canada, or from out of the country. And it's a visitor, because the idea was come, enjoy, see, and buy. That was the main thing. How are we going to grow like an HOA? With new owners. So that was the idea. The idea was not to invite all San Felipe to enjoy El Dorado. That's a real thing. So if you know friends that are doing that, please let them know. Now, there are Mexicans who has family here. They can invite them because it's their family. And they have right to 4 people in each property for a period of time. But it's the same thing. It's like your family is coming from Canada. Well, but it's family. And it's family. If your friends from Canada or Utah or Montana come, they are visitors. And the visitors can be from Tijuana, Mexicali, Ensenada, Rosarito. And they say, well, but all of them speak Spanish. Well, they cannot speak Chinese. That's the way. So this is the idea. And I just let you know because it's easy to judge, but it's harder to think on all of these things that we know. So I want to let you know. Okay, the next one is storms and road maintenance. In this time, I adjoined the map of hurricanes and storms expected for this year. This comes from Zoom Earth, which is a very reliable source in the net that gives you information about the winds, the rain, the heat, everything. And there are many storms this year coming into the San Felipe area. So please get acquainted. This is, they are expected from 16 to 22 storms. 9 to 11 will be tropical storms. Not big deal, maybe watering all around the desert. And us, hurricanes. 4 to 6 will be 1 or 2 strength. Those are not very heavy, but they damage our roads a lot. And 3 to 5 will be hurricanes 3, 4, or 5. God bless, we haven't had any 5. But the last one was a 3 and it damaged around 44 roofs in the tunnels. So that was a good record. It has never been that bad. Okay, so that's the storms that we are preventing. Right now we haven't had any in the Pacific side, but there have been already 3 in the Atlantic. See, the other one, which is And about the road maintenance, which is here too in the point 8, is we added right there in various communities in the north area, and that will be in the slide presentation. This is everything that are in the agenda. Now we are going to present the slide presentation. Let me tell you that we have 91 slides. I am not showing the 91 slides as before. We have put together the ones that are common in certain areas. For example, roofs, I won't put 44 slides. I put 1 or 2 with all the numbers there. If you want to see a specific one, it's in the website. In the website, there are all of them. Okay? So I'm going to go next to Sabina, and I will show them. El Dorado Ranch. We'll start with the area of El Dorado Ranch. Right there in Paseo del Sol, main road, 1,000 square meters. Oh, here we're dumping it and putting it on. I want to make a note here. To do this, we have to put the dirt, and then we have to disperse it with the machines, and then we have to lay it there for days with water so it comes down, and then we do the final work. We have been doing this forever, but this year, for some reason, everybody starts saying, you didn't finish the work. What happened? You didn't this in the past. We always did it. The thing is that now the people notice or whatever, but we are working in the same way. We come back and the roads are okay now. We bought 2 new tires for the backhoe, old ones, new ones. Next, please. Kenworth 86 water tank repair. With the water, it gets oxid, and we have to fix them up so they can keep working. Next, please. New network truck 2010. We just bought it. It's a very nice car. It will be working for years, as the rest of them, at least 5 to 7 years. Next, please. New hot top heater for Cachanilla complex. Cacanilla, no, Cachanilla. Okay, let me tell you about this. Same thing. What's happening? The hot tub is not hot. Well, it went out of work. Why don't you have it here? Why don't you have a replacement? Again, we don't have first a place to storage all the equipment that you will need to have in storage. Second, the money is not to have spare parts, many spare parts. We have to be managing it precisely and with care. And another thing, with all these problems that we have with the change supply, which started with the pandemic and it hasn't finished. And as an example, I will give you a very pretty one that I love. You go to buy a car in an agency, let's say, whatever, not a Cadillac, let's say Honda. You go buy your Honda, red color, white color, gray color, and they say to you, perfect, you will receive it in 6 months, but you have to pay it now. Great, I am buying a new car, and when I receive it, it will be already the next year model. So I am losing 30% of my value already, even before I drive it. And nobody complains. That's a good example of how is the chain of supply. We are suffering, we buy it, and then we have to find it. Sometimes everybody thinks in San Diego it's everywhere. Sometimes not, sometimes they have it in Washington, sometimes they have it in Wyoming. So we have to wait for them to send it from them to the San Diego store, and then our supplier has to import it. And then when it is imported after weeks, 2 or 3 weeks sometimes, he sent it to us, and then we have to install it. So this is the story of any machine like these ones that are made in the United States, and we have to wait for them. And this is a small one. We got big ones like the heaters for the big boom. Next please. Hacienda del Sol, Gardener Repair. We are fixing all of them. They are looking nice. Next please. Lights installed on steps and sidewalk at Cachanilla Pool. We still have a problem here. That's why there's no light here. But we are working on that. That will be fixed in maybe another week. Next please. Vista del Sol 2 and Luna Vista Road signs installed. We received a commendation from the residents and supervisors. You know, we cannot read them anymore. And you can see that this was turned to one side. It's already fixed. When I saw this one, I said, you know, you better go and straighten it out. Next, please. Palos Verdes North Trash Container Door Repair. The mist of the mornings, the dew, makes corrosion in all the hinges all the time. Next, please. Paseo del Sol Garden Repair. Same thing. It's done. Next, please. Saltito Road Street Markers Repair. Same thing. They were not readable anymore, so right now they are random. Next. Palos Verdes North Garden Repair. Same thing. Next, please. We still have to be painted, but we are working on that. Next, please. Security White Gate at Saltito Road, Salitito. Repair. These ones go up and down all the time, so they get broken. Next, please. Palos Verdes South Garden and Repair. We have a lot of them. Next. Red Dirt at Toyon Avenue, 574 cubic meters. Same thing, same work. Next, please. New handrail covers installed at Cachanilla Pools. The summer is coming, so we better put them on because they get very hot. Next, please. Magnetic cable at Saltito Road. This is something that have never happened since we installed the gate. And this is the electronic thing, the magnetic thing that get wrong. We order it, 3 weeks later we get it, and we install it. Our own people install it. Next, please. Accounting office shelves installed for storage of paperwork. Next, please. Pool area leaks, repaired and painted. They are on sand, so they on time they start going to left or right. So we put them right again and repaint them, and they are working very nice again. Next, please. 8 new tires for International 2007 water truck. Next, please. Doors, railings, and windows of Saltito office were painted. This is, it looks like a house, but there are 3 different parts of the building. This is the stairs going to my office. This is the entrance for the parking lot, and this is the entrance for Saltito Road going through the guard gate. Next, please. New air compressor for maintenance department. Next. Now we go to La Ventana del Mar. Next, please. La Ventana del Mar, main gate and trans barrier repair. Same thing. Next, please. Street electric manhole, concrete release repair. These sometimes the trucks on the races break the cement because they are heavy. We have to repair them. Next, please. La Ventana del Mar, garbage container doors repair. They were like this, right now they are back to normal. Next, please. La Ventana del Mar, Boulevard Palm Tree Stream. We do that twice a year. La Ventana del Mar and Trans Fountain, painting and repair. Next, please. La Ventana del Mar is Trans Boulevard, garden area cleaning. Next. La Ventana del Mar, garden area treatment. Nice view. A good face. Next. La Ventana del Mar, La Palapa garden area cleaning. We did all of that. Next. La Ventana del Mar, street bulb lights changed. Next. Request for action, pick up garbage of trimmed trees. Let me tell you this, we receive a lot of complaints on these two. We were back, and let me explain why. I went to the guys in ecology, and I told them, well guys, you know I have been receiving many complaints what's up with you? Why haven't you done your work well? Well, they say, well, the first thing is that we have to take out 100 plus V nests. And that's coming harder each year because right now everybody's taking care of the bees. So nobody's killing them as before, so we have more and more. Right now I talked with Jesus Olmos and we are going to put Avia, I don't know how is it name, up here. We were going to put boxes for these in a deserted area so they can go there, live, and they will not covering over the communities. We have done that in the past, but that was abandoned for some reason. Now we are going to do that again. And we will prevent this to happen again. Next, please. La Ventana del Mar, Palapa, Pool, Palm Tree, Stream, and Clean. Next. Las Villas. This is, like I told you, we put everything together, which is the same reparation. Condo flat roof lumber repair, 21, 22, 82, 742, 744. Next, please. Condos roof repair, all of this. I won't read them, but if you see your number, or your neighbor's number, or your friend's number, they can go to the website and check it out. There is pictures that what we did in each one of them, one by one. Next. Several of each number has a slide, but it has at least 3 to 4 pictures of the work done. These are more examples of what we did. Next. Buildings fully painted, 5. Next. Oh, no, sorry, it was building 5, building 6, next building 7, building 8, condo 5-1 sewer system relocated and cleaned out installed. It was a problem, it was leaking and all that problem with sewer system. Next please. Condo 7 clean out pipe installed. Next. New Matita rig for maintenance apartment. Next. Security. Metal detector for wires verification. Each time that our guards come in, we check them out because they cannot have cellular phones with them. They have radios for communication, so any emergency, whatever happens, they can call us. But we don't want them to be playing games or talking with their sweethearts instead of working. Next, please. New AED batteries. This is for cardiac arrests, so the machines are always operative. Next, please. New radio batteries for the radios. New jump starter to start the cars per show. Next. 2 new radios. Next one. New accessories for radio repairs. We have to be repairing them. They are in use constantly. Next. 10 new caution cones. Next. 2 new keyboard and mouse kit for security office. Next. 52 new jackets for our guards. This was, we are right now in June, but we bought them by March more or less. Next. New Toyota Tacoma for security, 2014. Next, please. Activities. Cachanilla Polaras new sound system, 6 outdoor speakers. You can see them here. Next, please. Sound system amplifier, mixer, USB, and Bluetooth receiver. All of this is in the security guard and entrance of the Cachanilla pool. And the people who manage it is the person who is in charge of the office there. Next. Tablet for sound system and Cachanilla pool. This is used by mainly the activities people. Next. Wireless microphone for activities. Next. End of presentation. So this is all the slide presentation and trying to make it as fast as possible.
Ahí va el Tony, ahí va el Tony.
Okay, this is the end of the presentation now. I open the floor for questions. Please, if you want to make a question, come to the front. There's a microphone. State your name, number.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tony Cuevas. I've been here for 18 years now, and I've seen it all and I've heard it all. And I just want to say a couple of things about Saltillo Road. I don't know how many people here are new, but there's this thing, I don't know if you guys are coming up and down Saltillo Road, but that road's got a lot of holes, a lot of potholes. I always put a request for action. So you people who are here, if you guys got problems with your roads or trees or whatever, go to the HO office and get a request for action form, and you fill it out and tell them the problem you're having. My thing about Saltillo Road, they fixed that road with, quote, red dirt. It's supposed to solve the problem. But the thing is, whoever's doing the work, it's shabby work. And my question is, does anybody follow up after the road is done? Does anybody follow up, like a supervisor or somebody go check the quality of their work? Because as far as I'm concerned, the roads are terrible after.
Well, let me make a comment here, Tony. Because the people who make the roads is the same people that we have had always. And we have supervised, you know them. Marcos Lopez has been with us longer than you have been here.
Yeah.
He has been here for 25 years, something like that.
Right.
And for the 18 years that you have been here, Tony, you have always complained about Saltillo Road.
Yes.
And I have been there, I drive the road,
Yeah.
and it's not full of holes.
I never see you, so anyway.
Now you are seeing me.
I mean, going down Saltillo Road.
Well, I can tell you that there is people who have seen me in the tennis courts, in Punto Uno, in the pool. I always make rounds. I don't see everybody at once, but I am sure many people see me going around. But don't worry, we will go again into Saltillo Road. Now, if you see in the newsletter, you have the water chart and the maintenance chart. So you can see when it is maintained. And if you want, the next time it's going to be worked on, you can get together with Marcos Lopez. And you can see, go with him, and you will see the work done. And if you don't like it, let him know at that moment. They will call me, and I'll go with you to see it.
He won't hit me or anything, will he?
Yes,
He won't try to hit me, will he?
No.
Okay, I just want to ask.
Never.
Another question.
Remember that I have to speak loud, not because I am angry, because everybody has to hear me.
My other question is activities. I play volleyball, and anytime they have like Father's Day, Memorial Day this past month and so, there's a lot of kids that are, I mean little kids, 4 or 5-year-old kids, getting into the hot tub, getting into the activities pool, they're playing volleyball, jumping all over the place. There's no parents to be looking at these kids. And the thing that gets me, there's a sign there, in Spanish and English, on the rules of the pool area. I don't know if anybody takes a second to read it, but there's kids, like I mentioned, that are going to the hot tub, 4 or 5 years old with their water vest on, no supervision, nobody's taking care of them. But my question is, who is responsible in case something happens to these kids? Is it activities, Aldo and stuff like that, or the parents?
It's the parents.
Right, the parents are over there getting drunk and they don't know what the hell is going on.
It's still their responsibility. This is something that is happening all around the world. Oh, I send my kids to school to get educated. No, the education comes from home. We have the sign at the pool that says, kids under this age, which is 12 years, are not allowed in the hot tub. Oh, 14. They don't care.
But the thing is, Roberto, these guys like Dadu, Aldo, Alex, all these guys, they're babysitting these kids. And now it's up to the responsibility of the parents, not these guys. These guys are doing other activities. I see these kids running all over the place.
I am not saying that they are responsible. I was very clear saying that the parents are the responsible part. And you know what happened when the kids stay longer there? They get more fertile. So what the papas are going to say when they know their kids cannot have babies because they were enjoying the bathtubs when they didn't have the age. Oh yeah, that's true.
Well, if you take a hot bath at home, I mean, you guys are looking at that.
No, it's I have read it in the website on health issues. You can go there too if you want to check it out. I read it. I am just repeating what I see. Next.
Just want to say I'm headed to one of those fantastic activities, water volleyball. Before I go, I want to let everybody know that I still have this dog that found me. I have posters everywhere. Let's find the owner. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I want to thank you for the road work you've been doing over on the El Dorado side. Are we ever going to get the roads in La Ventana fixed, repaired? They're deep sand. I have sharp gravel in front on my road to my house. They plow it, but it just comes right back up. Are we ever going to get red dirt on this side?
The thing is that there is not a budget for that. We are short in cash for that. The red dirt is very, very, very expensive. And we manage as we can.
I appreciate that it has value, but I drive around sometimes in areas where there are no houses and they have these beautiful red dirt roads. And I'm like,
The thing is the difference in the budget.
why pave roads where nobody lives?
No, we don't do that over there.
Okay. All right,
As I
second.
can show you there,
No, it's fine.
many roads that we don't work on because nobody lives there.
I'll trust you on that. The second thing is, we're talking about the kids in the pools and so on. I was playing pickleball Thursday night, and approximately 30 to 50 people showed up at that pool, 9 o'clock. No lights were on, they were very quiet, no music, lots of people with little kids. I went over there, someone was taking their name down, and I tried to talk to that security person. They wouldn't talk to me, wouldn't even look at me. And so I started checking the cars, and about every third one had a hanger, visitor hanger. But there were a lot of people over there, probably knew they weren't supposed to be there.
Do we have the same advice there? Don't let the kids go into the truck.
I'm just saying, I'm not worried about the kids. I'm saying there were dozens and dozens of people there. I think it was not supposed to be there.
Well, if they
There
have
were no lights on.
Let me check that because if they were registered with the guard, we will know where they were. I'm going to check that. When this was
Thursday night.
Thursday. This week.
Yes.
Okay.
And just one other quick thing. With your new equipment you're installing around the pools, would you please make sure that the outlets have the GFIC or whatever it's called plus?
Yes, you already did. As a matter of fact, it was there. The thing that on time they get deteriorated.
Okay. It wasn't at the
Palapa.
pool. I'm the one that got electrocuted.
Yeah. I get advice of that and we already fixed it. The same.
Yep. You got a new plug. You got a plug. They'll show
We have everything.
Okay. Thank you.
As a matter of fact, we will send you a picture.
Oh, I saw the insert part, but the plug, if it had that plug, that never would have happened. It would have shut off as soon as that.
Oh, okay, I got it, yeah.
Ross Wilkin, 13-year resident here at the ranch.
Yes.
First, I've got a couple comments, suggestions, and then one question. You were talking earlier about the HOA delinquents and collecting from them and finding out who they are and where they are and so forth. As an extension of that, I'd like to recommend an HOA census every couple of years or something. You should be able to send a questionnaire out to everyone, those of us that are here, plus those that are up north and so forth, asking questions like, how often do you visit the ranch? Are you a year-round resident? Are you a snowbird? Are you renting your house, owning your house? Just a whole group of questions that maybe right away you don't need the answers to these things, but by having that information about the residents of the ranch, I think it could be beneficial. And of course it would be private. A person doesn't have to say, this is my lot number, and this is my name, and that sort of thing. But for the same reason that a country does a census, because they want to know about their people and income levels and all this sort of thing, I think the ranch should do that. Secondly, on the doors missing, you mentioned the 14 doors, which struck me as strange. I happened to notice this morning, actually, because I went to the ATM machine, which is still uploading. I don't know what that deal is, but it's still not working. But across the street from there, of course, are all the unfinished condos. And there were 6 what appeared to be El Dorado Ranch workers and an El Dorado Ranch truck, and they were taking all the tiles off of the roof. I'd never seen that before on the unfinished condos. They usually just sit there. They have been for 13 years. But all of a sudden, they're taking all the tiles off of there. Now, I would assume that those were HOA employees, but they didn't have to be. It just struck me as strange, you know, taking all those tiles. And like I said, there were 4 or 5 people. So you might check on that and make sure that was an authorized disappearance of tiles. Lastly, with new technology of printers and so forth, and all the work you're going to make sure everybody has a sticker on the car, I don't know if you've thought about the fact anybody can print one of those stickers and, you know, put the score it like they've been scored my ticket or my pass. So I don't know how you can prevent it, but it's another loophole, I'm sure, that somebody just prints a sticker. You can get it off of the internet and then print it and then put it on your windshield.
We have got only one, which we find out was printed, and another one which was for the off-road vehicle, but we got them. So it's not, they are not the same quality. They are not.
Well, except 99.9% of the time, you're just looking. You know, the guards aren't. You know, they don't have X-ray vision. They're just seeing. They're looking for the printer, and which is all they should be required to do.
But they know many of the residents.
They do.
They look at the people and the sticker. Then again, there can be somebody making a hole. Always, there's always somebody trying to make a hole in the fence. But we are looking. As a matter of fact, if you remember, we got shown several times all the IDs, all the things that we pick up in the gates.
Okay. All right. So now's my question. Oftentimes in these town hall things, we're given kind of an update on BMC, Medical Clinic, and I haven't heard that. So I'd like to, number one, hear that, possibly hear what's going on with their proposed hospital, and make a suggestion as we're coming up on summer, and I think I've made this suggestion each summer. BMC should put on a meeting, a class, or whatever, of how to recognize symptoms of heat stroke coming on, heart attacks, you know, any number of illnesses that we're all subject to as we get older. How to, maybe a short presentation on how to, you know, revive somebody and check their pulse and all these kind of things. Just an hour-long meeting that everybody comes to, and it's free, and, you know, put on by BMC, because as summertime comes, that's, a lot of people are subject to heat stroke. I've had it twice myself, and it's not something that's pleasant. So I think that's the thing, is give us some information about BMC and suggest to them that they put on a clinic.
Yeah. Okay, so about the BMC, in the newsletter, there is one part that they write a small piece each month. The last thing that we get from them is that the next time we have a meeting, they will bring the pre-plans for the new clinic. We hope so, that happens. And the other thing is very good, I think so. They have all that information about the illnesses that their age people can have and prevent it. That's a good point, very good point.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Me again. About the pool. I used to go to water aerobics and really enjoyed it, but lately there were just too many people, so I go earlier. And a lot of us were getting there at 7:15, and we would have the pool, and when we saw the group coming, we would leave. No problem. We don't have the heater on. And I timed it one day. The heater comes on at 10 to 8. And that's working out for the water aerobics group. And also, we were told that the maintenance people have to be, the bus doesn't get there till 7. So the workers are dropped off. Okay, fine. That gives them time to do the routine work around the pool. Why is it they put the chemicals in the pool at 7:30 when we are in the pool?
Okay.
It's that liquid white stuff, 2 buckets that they put in. And we're going amongst that chemical. The other thing on the roads, they do a good job, but they leave an awful lot of rocks in the road. And we live in a cul-de-sac, and when we go to turn into the cul-de-sacs, there's big mounds of dirt, and my husband was out there the other day shoveling it out of the way so that we could turn into our cul-de-sac. That's how bad it was. And especially the rocks. And I take my dogs for a walk, I'm always picking up rocks and throwing them on the side of the other side of the road. And I know you graciously had put in those reflector lights on Vista Del Mar 7700. And you put them on the 2 bends, and they're a lifesaver. They really are. But they didn't finish the 3rd one. And that one is the worst one of all. And I noticed the other day there was just a sign put up that has a bend on it. A curved bend. So is that, I'm assuming, is all that's going to be done there? The reflector lights are not going to be there?
One of the things is, okay, about the rocks. When we put the red dirt, they don't,
You'll pick them up.
yeah, they don't take out the rocks. They come like they come. So after we work with the machine, the rocks come up. When we finish the road work, they go away. Maybe they are small ones.
No,
But
they're huge.
between the 2, they are the big ones. I agree with you. But what I'm going to do is I'll tell my manager Pereira to try to clean it up. At least the big ones over there.
Especially going into the cul-de-sacs where we live
Cul-de-sacs.
and other people live.
Mhm.
They've got it, but they got it. That's cul-de-sac.
Mhm.
And it's a mountain. So we're going to be able to try to move that hard metal.
Mhm.
And like I said, my husband was out there with a shovel.
Okay.
And all the entrances to the main road where they plow, it just leaves a mound there, and you try to go in those cul-de-sacs. or
It
roads,
makes a bunch of
And you're doing like this, trying to go.
Yeah, okay. I'll speak with Marcos Holmes.
Easy to fix.
Thank you very much.
They just don't take
Okay.
the time.
Hello, sir.
House Birdie Norty, Thomas McFall. My question
And
is,
your name, please?
McFall. My question is, the yard waste and pruning that we used to put down by the Cachanilla there, where they have a huge amount of vegetation and stuff that's sitting there that's piled up that they were chipping and stuff. And so then they decided not to allow us to put any more of that there. And when I went down and asked about that, the answer was, well, just take it out to the back end of the ranch and dump it out in the desert. And so the 2 questions I have are, is anything being done to get that pile of stuff away from the Cachanilla? Because it's kind of a fire hazard, eyesore,
Let me
trap. And
explain.
what else can we do?
Right now, we are going to work on that. The thing is that the same people who do the cleaning of the bees is this, we don't have extra person. The people who is usually picking all the clippings from the houses same people who do the bees, and the same people who do several other works. So sometimes, for example, this time we get back in picking up the clippings and all that, because we have the season with the bees, and the next months are going to be very bad too, because the bees love heat. That's the real thing. They become dormant in the winter, but from now until maybe September, we'll have a lot of bee activities. We are trying to not get back again into the clipping pickup, but we are organizing a new way. And with all that trash, it's a lot. It will take time to take it away, but we are planning to do it.
But my question is, what do I do with it now?